Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Ermine Matters podcast. It is Wednesday, March 4th, 2015, and my name is Mikey. Show notes for this episode can be found at erminepodcast.blogspot.com. You can find me on Ravelry as Mikey Jr., that's M-I-K-I-E-J-R, and on Instagram as Mikey_Jr. We have a Ravelry group, so please come by and say hi. We'd love to hear from you. Alright, so let's get right into it. It's been a while. I was sick last week. Just still a bit scratchiness to my throat, but I'm feeling a little better. Recording later than I wanted to. It's dark outside, but you know, it happens. But I'm happy to be back. Sorry I was gone, but health takes priority, and you know, a lot of you get that, and thank you for all the kind words and the support, and it really means a lot. I'd also like to say thank you to Lori Ann of This Homespun Life for her shout out. It's a great podcast. She's a beautiful lady. She's from South Florida, I believe she said. I think she said Florida. But yeah, she's had weird winter like we have had in South Carolina as well, where it's been abnormally warm. Like, Monday it was 70 degrees Fahrenheit, Tuesday it was in the 40s, and today it was in the 70s. My window is open right now because it's hot. I'm not wearing any knitting because it's just too freaking warm, which is weird to say, but you know. I wish some of the cold from the north would come down here, because I know a lot of my friends up north are having really, really cold winters, below zero wind chills, even some below zero before the wind, which is crazy. So I'm hoping everyone is staying warm and they're staying safe and, you know, not taking any unnecessary risks when it comes to going outside, especially when the weather is really bad. So, that being said, let's get right into this. I have been doing a lot of knitting the 2 weeks I've been gone. Last week I didn't do so much knitting just because I was feeling really, really bad and I couldn't concentrate, which was really a shame because I really, really wanted to knit. And I just couldn't concentrate, and that really sucks when you want to do something and you know your body won't let you, and it's frustrating. But I'm glad I can knit again. I'm feeling so much better. You know, I can breathe, I can talk. Ugh. It's nice being able to talk. Not talking was weird. Yeah, it was really weird. But, like I said, I'm feeling better. And I have 4 finished projects. But I can only technically show you 1. Sorry, it just happens. First is a hexiflat. This is a neon opal yarn. I'm not sure what colorway it is. It wasn't on the tag of the mini skein. All it said was neon opal. This is my first time knitting with an opal yarn, and I really, really liked it. I did something different with this hexi, and I'm not sure if you can tell, but while watching one of Josh's later episodes, I think it was the one he just did or the one before that, he talked about doing increases instead of a knit front and back, doing a yarn over and knitting the yarn over through the back loop. And so I tried that because I only used 2 needles for knitting these hexiflats, so the knit front and back was a bit finicky. It really wasn't the most pretty of increases, but so I tried that and I really like the look. I'm not sure if you can tell. Yeah, I mean, it's a really pretty increase and it's seamless and it fits better, I feel. So thank you for that tip, Josh. I will definitely be doing that for all of my hexes going forward because it's a really, really pretty and clean increase, and I like that. It's very appealing, and it shows better. I think it'll show better in the finished product. So If you're looking for a different way to increase and you're not happy with increasing other way, try that. Yarn over and then on the next round knitting it through the back loop. It's really pretty. The next finished object I have, I can't show you. As I said, it's the test knit for Josh, Geonitrix Designs. It's really pretty. It was a fun and addicting knit. I really didn't want to put it down as many times as I had to, but one of my other projects that I finished took a lot of time. But when Josh gives me the okay and the pattern is released, I'll be showing you that and, talking about what I really, really liked about it and what I found fun and interesting. But yeah, last episode, I said, it's got some new techniques that I've never done before, but some very classic Josh techniques as well. And definitely, if you like Josh's patterns, you will love this pattern. So hopefully it won't be too long until I can show you that, because it was a really fun knit. The next finished object I have, I will try to insert a picture here. Hopefully you saw that. Future me put a picture in there. Was the bag I started last episode. The green and yellow one with the wake knot and the diamond lattice on the back. I finished that Friday. So I'd started it Sunday-ish. But I started it sometime before, and I wanted to get it done by Friday or Saturday. But those bags needed to get done first. And I did not believe I was going to get those bags done. I really, really didn't. But a really good friend, Marie, came over and she helped me sew all of those knots to the bags. And we got it all knocked out in about 3.5, 4 hours, give or take some. But without her, I would not have gotten all of those bags done, plus this knitted bag done. And oh, she was a lifesaver. That project took a lot out of me, and I'm happy with the final result. Everyone really liked them, but I'm glad they're done. Yeah. Oh, it was a project. And one I won't be undertaking in that short of a time span again. I've learned my lesson. But those bags got done, so I had I didn't have a lot of time, but I had enough time to really, really hone in and focus on that knitted pouch. I was working on it. Friday came, our ride came and picked us up. It still wasn't done. So on the ride up to the event, I was in the car knitting. So here's me crammed in the back seat of a truck with my chart in front of me, knitting a colorwork bag, doing all this. Had it bound off by 2/3 of the drive up. I really am really happy and proud that I was able to finish that. It's my first time really knitting in a car, mostly because I'm the one driving. But since I wasn't this time, I really like it. It's a great span of time to get my knitting done. And now I see why people enjoy car knitting. It's a great way to pass the time and be productive. I'm not getting distracted by TV or my computer or anything. And I can knit and still talk with the other people in the car. And it's fantastic. I love it. I will definitely be knitting in the car more when I have the option to. So, finished knitting it in the car, and so we got to the site, had to get changed into clothes and everything, but I sat in our cabin and I wanted this bag to be lined. So, before we had left, I had got some yellow silk. It's a raw silk fabric, and I got roughly the size I would need for the lining folded. So we got to this, I was sitting in the cabin and hand sewing and hemming this lining, hand sewing it into the bag. Had to do the tassels, I had to make the drawstrings and the hanger and attach all those. That was a lot of work for such a short period of time, but I got it done, and I'm really proud of the finished product. And Andrew really liked it. He was wearing it all weekend, and I was very proud of myself. I accomplished two big projects. Well, the pouches wasn't a big project, but for the time I had, I consider it a big project. I can, finish the token bags, which I didn't think I was going to get done. Plus, I got that done, which I didn't think I was going to, in the time span. And I'm rambling, but I can't believe I did it. I'm happy I did. I'm very proud of myself that I did. But never again. I'm definitely, hopefully learned my lesson. We'll see. I like to bite off more than I can chew. But it hasn't bitten me yet, so maybe I'll keep chomping away. What else? And if you follow me on Instagram, you saw in January, I posted a picture of these 3 yarns, which are Knit Picks Curio yarns. It's Hollyberry, black and white. I think that's Hollyberry. And my Knitter's Pride Carbons, the 4/0, so 4 zeros, knitting needles, and, saying, secret project, I finished it. I finished it with 4 days to spare. I finished the bag this morning, and it is a bag. I can't show the bag yet because it hasn't been gifted to the recipient yet. But I had until the 8th of this month to finish it. And I finished with 4 days to spare. And this bag. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, this bag. Oh, I had so many panic attacks about it. I wish I could show it to you and talk more about it. But at the end of this month, the 2 or 3 episodes in the future, I will be able to talk about it. Because it'll be gifted at that point. But I didn't think I was going to get this bag done either. This is one of those that I really wasn't sure I was capable of knitting. It's at 16 stitches per inch on, it's crochet thread. See? Size 10 crochet thread. It's the Knit Picks Curio. And 4/0 needles. So already it's just going to be slow knitting because of the size of the stitches you're doing. Plus it's stranded color work. Plus I decided to try and target in the round for the first time. I have a problem. I have a problem. But I did it. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. And I knew it wasn't going to be. But I'm really proud of myself. And I know the recipient will love it as much as I loved knitting it, and as much as I love the finished look. I wish I could show it to you guys, but I can't yet. But I will, and oh boy. Alright, so enough with stuff I can't show you, because that's no fun. Let's get on to stuff I can show you. Since I didn't have that many finished objects I could show, I figured I would show you a historic finished object. This is my favorite shawl. Hands down, 100% my favorite shawl. And it's my favorite shawl for a few reasons. First, let me show it to you. It's big and it's huge, and I love it. And it's gray and it's teal. This is Glacier Sweep by Stephen West. It is from his Choreo Knit Along Stretch It that he did, and it is a paid for pattern, but it was my first huge semicircular crescent. Is this a crescent or a semicircular? I don't know, but either way, it's big, and it's like a huge hug. Let's see, yeah, it's like a huge hug, and it's so comfortable. And as you can see, there are stockinette sections, and there are short row garter wedges, and you know I love those because I love doing Josh's patterns. And it's a big hug, and it's warm, and it's comfortable, and I love it. And because I've been sick and not feeling well, this has really just been my go-to garment for just laying around and feeling comforted. And part of that is how big it is, but the other part is the yarn. The gray is Spud and Chloe sweater. It is a 55% wool, 45% cotton blend, and it's in the color 7525, which is so lovely. But see right there, it's a nice gray, and the edge is done in a contrasting color, and you can't really tell, but it's an I-cord bind off. This is Classic Elite Yarns Lush, which is a 50/50 Angora wool blend, and it is the color 4446. Again, another very descriptive colorway. But yeah, it's amazing. I see you. It's a gorgeous yarn, both of them. Although, if I were to make this again, I wouldn't do such a fuzzy yarn for the bind off. I don't know, I love the color, I love how it feels. It's just a bit all over the place, as you can see. But like I said, it's my favorite shawl, and if you haven't made one of these, I highly recommend it. It's a fun and addicting knit. There are two sizes. There's a worsted weight and a fingering weight version. This is the worsted weight. The fingering weight version is the same size, so there's more sections of garter and stockinette to get to this size, so it takes a lot of yardage. But it's a lot of fun, and I finished this shawl in, I want to say 2 or 3 days. It was one of those that I cast on and I couldn't put it down. And that for me is impressive. Usually I want to take a break or I'll get distracted or something, but not with this. It was just, I wanted to knit, I wanted to get it done so I could wear it because I love it that much. And a lot of that is the pattern, but a lot of that is also the yarn. It was my first time knitting with Spud and Chloe sweater, and it will not be my last time. When I can afford it, I'm going to buy sweater quantity and make myself a sweater with this yarn base. I'm not sure what color I'm going to do, but I will definitely have a Spud and Chloe sweater. So there's that. Now on to a half-finished object and a work in progress. And this is being kept in my chicken bag that I won from Kimmy Knits from the Come Knit With Us podcast. They had how many people? I cannot remember how many people. I feel really silly. But they reached a landmark with viewers, and so they had a big giveaway. And I was one of the winners, so I won this project bag that Kim sewed, and I love it. It's squishy and chickeny and bright and sunny, and if you need a bright pop of happiness, this bag is it. It's got this bright red zipper, and the inside is polka dotted. And this is where my next pair of socks is being held. These will not be my March socks because I started them in February, but I needed something mindless to do while I was sick and I couldn't really think. So I have one done, so it's a half-finished object. Let's see that right there. Actually, I can do one better. Because part of stash enhancements, I'll do that a bit early, is I got sock blockers. I finally have sock blockers. Told you I'd get them. And now, I can be all fancy and showing off my socks. Oh, so much better. But it's basically my standard recipe that I've just kind of figured out from the other patterns I've done of what works for me. So it's 20 stitches of 2x2 rib, and yeah, you can kind of see that. It's a really dark black. 60 rows for the leg, heel flap, gusset, and I knit the foot to about 7 inches before I do the toe decreases, and I decrease to 20 stitches. And I cast on 64 stitches, so 64, 60 rows, 7 inches, down to 20 stitches. Yes? I think that made sense. I'm a bit out of it tonight. Like I said, it's really hot and I'm still recovering, so if I make no sense, I'm sorry. I hope I make sense. But this is a half... I haven't started the second sock yet, but I'm going to soon. And the yarns are... The red is Malabrigo sock in Botticelli red. I think that's how you pronounce it. The sock is reading more orange on this than it is in real life, but it's a really pretty tonal red, like you would get with dyeing madder, M-A-D-D-E-R, the plant, or the root actually. But it's a very pretty tonal yarn, and the black is just a mystery black skein that I had in my stash. I don't know what it is. I had it in my stash. I liked it. It feels like it's most, if not all, acrylic, but I'm fine with that, especially since it's on the heel and the toe. So I feel like it will wear very well, and it'll prevent holes. So I'm hoping that'll work. And you can see I have it sectioned off. This is what I have left off from sock 1. I used a little more than half of this, but this is yarn left over from when I tried doing Earth and Sky by Stephen West. Love the pattern. I will make one eventually, but I had to frog it. When I tried doing it, I was not as competent of a knitter as I am now. So I was not ready for the yarn management of all that intarsia. So it ended up frustrating me, and while I loved my color choices, which was this, black, and Persia, which is a really pretty tonal blues and greens, it's really nice. And it was very bold and graphic, and I liked that, but like I said, it was just frustrating, and yarn management wasn't working for me, so I had to frog it. And I've been waiting to figure out what to do with the rest of my yarn from that shawl, and it's Malabrigo socks, so why not make socks? So I have this. I will start the second sock soon, and hopefully have those finished pretty soon. This pattern didn't grab me as much as other ones did. It's just a basic sock, and I think it was because I wasn't feeling well. But I'll get those done, and then I will start on my March socks. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do another vanilla sock, or if I'm going to try my hand at patterned socks for the first time. We'll see. I want to try patterned socks, but every time I try to go cast one on, I second guess myself, and then I end up just doing a vanilla sock. And I don't know why. I've done lace, I've done color work, I've done cables, and I've done socks now, so of course I can do those techniques in a sock. But something I just keep holding myself back, and I don't want to. But I'll do it, and maybe March will be my month to have a patterned sock. Were any of you like that when you started knitting socks for the first time? That, you can do these techniques, now you can do socks, but putting them together is something's not connecting? I'd be interested to know if I'm the only one. But these are on my US 2 needles, which are 2.75 millimeters. And these are just, I just got these at Walmart or Joann's, so I'm not sure the brand, but they work. I wish I had carbons for those, but I'll get them. But half finished, will soon be done. And again, in my chicken bag from Kimmy Knits, from the Come Knit With Us podcast. I want to get another one of her bags because they're so cute. And now that she's doing quilting, and you can have she's doing a fox bag, and I think she has a hedgehog bag soon, or will have one. And oh my god, so cute. So freaking cute. I want them. I want to learn how to quilt so I can have those bags because they're so freaking cute. Can you tell that I like them? I'm in a mood. I'm sorry. I'm in a mood. But that's okay. What is my other work in project? Oh my gosh. Work in progress. This is a shawl I cast on a few days ago for my friend Tammy. And it is in my Sewn by Lindsay project bag. Her store is she has an Etsy store. It's sewnbylindsay.etsy.com. It's got bow ties on the inside. And this is her Sophistifox bag. And great handle. Just like Kim. Great handle. And got a matching zipper pull that's a fox. So cute. But this shawl that I'm doing is the Colonnade shawl by Stephen West. It is a free pattern on Knitty, and I'm not feeling it, but it's for a friend, and she deserves it, and she helped me with some sewing a while ago, and this is my thank you to her. She provided the yarn, and I'm knitting her this shawl. So let me show it. Can you see that? Yeah. So there's this big stockinette section, and then this really open lacy bit. And this lace is killing me. It's, like I said, it's a free pattern on Knitty, so I don't mind talking about it. It's basically all right side rows are basically yarn over twice, knit two together, knit two together. And you just keep doing that until you get to the center, or until you get to the increased spines. And then you do different stuff, but plus, I'm not used to working with such large needles. I'm used to working on the other end of the spectrum with like 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter needles. These are 8 millimeter needles, US 11s. My hands don't know what to do with these things. They're freaking huge. It's weird. Like, I started knitting with these and my hands are like, what do I do? I know the motions, but it just feels so strange to be knitting on such large needles. I mean, it knits up fast. I'm already on ball 2, and it's a really pretty light pink color. I'm not sure if that's reading. It's reading very white and washed out. Ah, there we go. You can see the light pink. And this is Bernat Alpaca Natural Blends in the peony color. And it's 100 grams. It's a bulky weight yarn, and it is 70% acrylic, 30% alpaca. And it's a very fuzzy yarn. It sheds a lot. Like, I did not expect this yarn to shed as much as it does, but it does. And that's part of why I'm also not feeling this shawl, is that it's just, it feels like every row, like fuzz everywhere. But it will be a beautiful shawl when it's done, and it's for a friend that I absolutely adore, so I will get through it and she will have a shawl that she will love. And I can't do most yarns for her because she's allergic to wool, which, I feel really bad for her, because to be allergic to wool would, at least for me, it would suck. Oh my gosh, I can't imagine being allergic to wool. There's so many amazing things I couldn't knit with or spin. But she's allergic to wool, so a lot of the stuff that I make her is either alpaca or cotton. So, but it's getting done. I'm on ball 2. I think it'll take 4 or 5 of these. I mean, there's only, what's the yardage on these? 120 yards, which is 110 meters per ball, so. I know it's a bulky weight yarn, so it works up quick. But it's just a matter of getting past my bleh feelings about it and just getting it done. Which, you know, we all have projects like that, and this won't be my last that I have, and it's definitely not my first. So, there we have it. Alright, what else? I think stash enhancements, duh. There's no spinning this week, but I do have some yarn and fiber that I got, and I'm super excited. There's a bit of a backstory with some of this, is that when, I think it was in December, I first heard and discovered of Knit Crate and Yarn Box, which are kind of the fiber knitting versions of Loot Crate, which is a geeky subscription thing. You buy a month, or you can buy multiple months at a time, and each month you get a package with a theme of stuff. For, you know, Knit Crate, you can choose beginner, intermediate, advanced, lace, sock. I think that's it. And then each month you get a box with yarn and projects and notions to fit that theme. And yarn boxes, basically, you know, they have a theme and you get yarn based on that. You choose your favorite color or your favorite fibers or whatever, and you get that, and it's a monthly subscription, so you pay every month for this thing. And I showed Richard it, and he's like, oh, those are really cool. I think I could get you more yarn for less money that you would like. So I don't have a yarn box, I don't have a Knit Crate, but Richard kind of made a Mikey crate, which I think is really cool. So every month I should be getting a packet of stuff. I don't know what they will be, because it'll be a surprise. He asked for all my Etsy favorites, so I gave him a list of all of my Etsy favorites, their stores, and he knows my favorite colors and weights and stuff like that. And then, you know, of course, Knit Picks is on there, stuff I like from the Woolery. What else? I think that's it. But, so, all this knitting and fiber stuff and notions, sock blockers were on there, and I got my sock blockers. Yeah. So, this month was a Knit Picks order. So, I got a bunch of Knit Picks stuff, and I'm super excited. So, the first things are Knit Picks Stroll Fingering in highlighter yellow and black. And this is super, super neon. Like, it's washing out and looking more pastel, but it's super, super bright highlighter neon yellow. And I love it. I only have one skein of this, so, and the black as well. It's black. And the stroll base is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. and there's 231 yards of each color, so not enough to really do socks. But, well, I mean, I could do mismatched socks, like yellow socks with black heel-toe cuff and then black with yellow heel-toe cuff. Or I could do a Josh shawl, because I know some of his 3-color shawls have some yarn weights that are under 230 yards. I think Structured Shadows is one of them, and that's one of the shawls I've been wanting to do. So black with neon yellow, and find another yarn that could work with these. That could be an option. That could be a really cool option, actually. But these two. Then I got some more Knit Picks Curio, because I like weaving with it, I like knitting with it, and I might do some other stuff with it. But I got 3 colors. Got this gold, red, and then this hunter green. The green is ivy. Yeah, the green is ivy. The red is hollyberry. And the gold is, what are you? Cornmeal. And it's a pretty gold color. A little more blue? No, it's not. It's just getting washed out. But yeah, I really like these. And I will be knitting a bag out of these. Well, at least these two. Might throw some red in there. Maybe not. But, ooh, that froze for a little bit. Sorry about that. But these 3, and those are Knit Picks Curio, which is their crochet thread. And they also use it for tatting. I think Knit Picks has tatting videos and demos. Then I got more palette, because I love palette, and I want all of it in my stash. And again, the yellow is getting washed out, but it's semolina, ivy, and black. And semolina isn't normally the color I use. I normally do canary, but this is a little deeper and a little richer. And I'm excited. It's a little more golden looking as opposed to just a bright yellow. So that should be fun. And I have some canary left in my stash, so I might be able to do some tonal plays of color, which could be really fun. But that's these 3. So that's 3, 6, 8 so far. 2 more things. Like I said, I got yarn and fiber. So I have Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Roving. This is Tide Pool Heather, and it's a really pretty teal. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see the blues, and you can see some of the greens in there, and they're playing beautifully. There we go. Yeah. And like I said, this one's Tide Pool Heather. It's a gorgeous teal. It's got greens and blues and a little bit of flecks of yellows and golds in there. And then I got Aurora Heather, which is Richard's favorite. And it's a beautiful hunter green. It really is a fantastic green. It's mostly just that hunter green with some black in there. Yeah, you can kind of tell there. But, oh, so pretty. And it's Highland Peruvian wool. It's not superwash or anything. And it's a roving, not a top, so I should be able to spin it no problem, because I prefer rovings as opposed to tops. I think I talked about this last week, how since I do a modified long draw, I usually end up spinning semi-woolen yarns, so roving works better for me in that. So, alright, I think that's it. Yeah, sorry that I'm a bit today, but you know, cough medicine and so much to show and talk about, but so much I couldn't show and only kind of talk about. But thank you for coming back and saying hi, and if you're new, I hope you enjoyed it. You know, have a great week. Stay safe, stay warm, and I'll see you next time. Bye.